playlist. We are 2 hours, 18 minutes. 20 seconds. And we're back on the Mana Symbol channel with a very collapsed, very simple, straightforward deck list. This is HoneyDW Red. This was an Obosh, the Preypiercer, M. Hayashi style red deck that won one of the modern challenges over the weekend. So this is a red mid-range deck, quote unquote, as it were, as what modern can allow. So we've got 9 1-drop creatures that all have prowess or some variant thereof. Blistercoil Weird is something similar to prowess. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, it gets +1/+1 until end of turn, and you untap it. So it's basically just functioning as a 9th mediocre creature with prowess. And then we've got all the best red cards in the format. We've got Lightning Bolt and Lava Dart. Flame Slash deals 4 damage at sorcery speed to any target, to any target creature. Firebolt, this is shock at sorcery speed, but it has flashback for 4 and a red. So it's surprisingly relevant in this deck. And then at 3, we've got Seasoned Pyromancer, Bonecrusher Giant, and Blood Moon, all just very, very powerful, very unique effects. Bonecrusher is one of the greatest value cards in all of Magic in terms of what red can do. And then honorary 1-drop Light Up the Stage, which does in fact cost 3, has the Spectacle mechanic. And this is sort of almost divination for 1 mana, which is kind of nuts. Whole deck is constructed with odd mana costs, allowing us to play Obosh the Preypiercer as our companion, which doubles the damage of odd mana value cards of ours, which almost everything that we have is, except for the elemental tokens. And the card Stomp when we cast it. Then the sideboard has some new additions compared to what it's played previously. Relic of Progenitus is just one of the best graveyard hate cards, period. And it's just reasonably good in almost every matchup where your opponent would wish to use their graveyard. We've got Pillage, we've got Ferocidons, Rampaging Ferocidon, once banned in Standard. This is a 3-mana 3/3 with Menace. Players can't gain life, and whenever another creature enters the battlefield, Rampaging Ferocidon deals 1 damage to that creature's controller. So definitely reasonable against Heliod. Not sure what else you'd want this against, but it seems like it could be okay in a number of matchups with life gain. And then Kozilek's Return deals 2 damage to each creature. The other rider on it is not relevant. So for 2 in red, you get something that is kind of a board wipe against other prowess decks. So I believe this is for the mirror match. And all of our prowess creatures have 2 toughness, so they get 1 extra toughness before Kozilek's Return resolves, meaning that they should survive the return of the Eldrazi Titan. So we're going to hop into a modern queue here, see how she goes. Also gets around Auriok Champion. Oh, right, and Kozilek's Return itself is not actually a red card. It has Devoid, so even though it costs red mana, it's colorless and will kill an Auriok Champion. So good spotting from Tartan Scarf, no longer man. What is that application called? Jimps? Jimps. It also gets around Core Firewalker if you run into anyone who's playing Core Firewalker. All right, reveal my Obosh on the draw. This version of the deck is just playing 20 lands straight up. Nothing is a MDFC. I think I am going to keep it, though. Because the potential of turn 1 creature into turn 2 light of the stage just means we get to fix our mana off of that. Goblin Guide. Or that might fix our mana for us. Let's find out. Reveals a Swiftspear off the top. Uh-oh. So I just want to leave this in play for another turn, honestly. So I'm just going to go ahead and play a Swiftspear. They knew I just drew one. Technically, I just drew that one. So Larynx Punchworthy can chew me out for playing the wrong Swiftspear, which is doubly good because not only do I not misplay, but someone in my chat gets to poke fun at me. Oh my. They travel in herds. Wow! That's really bad news. Well, we're drawing a Seasoned Pyromancer. Don't burn my Swiftspear. They skewer me. Wow, I'm so dead. Does not seem like I'm winning this matchup in this game. Obviously, Blood Moon, double Blood Moon is more than a little bit of a liability with this hand, but well, there's all those lands I needed. So Flame Slash a Goblin Guide, and maybe the other Goblin Guide will draw us a card finally. Opponent did hit a third land, so they don't necessarily have enough burn in hand to kill me. Bonecrusher Giant on top. Still no lands coming off the top. They got triple bolt. We're just dead here. They do not. Last card is likely something horrible. I'm going to play Blood Moon here because, to be perfectly honest, the only way I'm going to win this game is cheese. Yeah, so they had a Boros Charm there. But if they only have red-white burn spells in hand and they only draw more red-white burn spells, then, yeah, in theory we could win. But we didn't, and that's fine. There was nothing I could play in my hand that could have prevented that. All right. So Kozilek's return seems good here because all their creatures are 2 toughness. They have Swiftspear, Goblin Guide, and Eidolon. I could play Ferocidon because it's okay against their lightning helixes, but I don't think that I should. I definitely want to take these Blood Moons out. You like Ferocidons over the extra Blood Moons? Yeah, I think so. Do I keep the Flame Slashes here, or do I get more Ferocidons? I don't think it's particularly good, but, like, it's not particularly bad. You like Slash? All right. I like Slash, too. Really, I like all of Guns N' Roses. It's a lot less bad than Blood Moon. Wow. This hand is a lot better than the first one I had. Go figure. Yikes. So, I believe the way we're supposed to play this matchup is as the control deck. So I'm going to play a Soul-Scar Mage here. And I'm not even sure I'm supposed to attack for 1 here. doesn't really do anything for me. I don't want to flash back this Lava Dart unless I absolutely have to. My opponent should want to just like press and just like do as much attacking as they possibly can. So, double Rift Bolt, good lord. Well, Lava Dart about to be Lava Bolt. It could be. I think I go Firebolt, attack for 4, light up the stage. See where I end up. I could have played the Swiftspear first, but the problem with that is then I can't light up the stage afterwards. Played Blistercoil Weird. So they have 2 Rift Bolts on Suspend. I'm interested to see where they point these. It will be very telling of what kind of burn player they are. I think they should kill my 2 Soul-Scar Mages, but... Yep. Searing Blaze. I think prowess decks are popular enough right now that burn players have probably lost to them enough times recently. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, even though I read that ability earlier, Larynx, I literally forgot that it had that. Of course. Why wouldn't they immediately have a Path to Exile? Although I can cast Firebolt next turn, so let's get the A side of Lava Dart in here. I'll just hit him for 4. It's okay, what are the chances we lose by 3 life? I mean, I only took 2 damage there, so... Yeah, the paths are very strange out of them. Oh, well, there's a Lightning Helix. So we just go play Soul-Scar, grab our creepy insect monster. They should go fetch and then crack Sunbaked Canyon here, but they are real goddamn low, especially considering they just gained 3 life off a Lightning Helix. Mm-hmm. Sure. Yeah, that's totally reasonable draw. Well, can't play that. I might have to. I mean, I don't have to, but like, yeesh. Am I supposed to pass so that next turn I can play Pyro and discard Soul-Scar plus the other card I draw? I think that I am. Because playing a Soul-Scar against Burn is just pretty pointless. Like, every card they have can kill it. And admittedly, that means that's one more card that's not being pointed at my face, but still. Make them kill it? I don't know, man. We'll see. They're down to 1 card in hand. Yeah, I'm okay with the discarding Mountain plus Soul-Scar. Or I could just play the Obosh this turn, and then play Soul-Scar Pyromancer the next turn. I mean, I don't hate this. Like, the fact that I immediately top deck the mountain is like, whatever. Here's my 6/5. Good luck. Maybe they have another path, but that's fine. They already played one Larynx. How many could they have? Concession is how many they have. Question me. How you gonna question me? 3 more. I hope so. I hope they boarded in every single path they have access to. I really do. When Jund was big, I ran a full 4 paths in the board. For Tarmogoyfs? Wow. Clearly we're playing in your house right now, and I need to listen to Daddy. Also Scoos. Oh, Scoos is obviously a lot more detrimental. Can you quit it? Opponent? Could you just, like, one time? Can we not? Like, Jesus. In the middle of my street, your house. In the middle of your street, your house. In the middle of your street, your house. In the middle of your... Mother wears her Sunday dress. And the kids are getting up downstairs. Alright, so obviously I could just bolt down one of their Swiftspears now. I could try to get clever and pass the turn, blah, 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 blah. But I think against Burn, in this matchup, trying to get clever gets you dead. So let's not. Next turn I get to go Swiftspear attack, deal 1, light up the stage. I'm not blocking that. Are you kidding me? There's almost no way I don't end up taking more damage by blocking this. And they're not playing light up the stage in Boros Burn. They dealt 1 damage to me? What the hell is their hand? A bunch of paths. I guess so. Or lands? It can't be lands. Come on. We've already gotten the free game where they drew too many lands. Did they keep 7? They did. They did keep their 7. Eidolon. Well, that sucks. That does not suck. At all. Well, am I not supposed to pass the turn? Because then I can block with Soul-Scar Mage first. And there's a chance that they play spells. Yeah. Like, it's gonna kill the Eidolon, which is what I need it to do. And then if they play a second Eidolon, I don't want to miss that. I don't want to close my mouth. I don't want to dream again when I miss you, baby. And I don't want to miss a thing. Yeah, so we just go respond. Kozilek's return. Now they'll feel incentivized to burn my Soul-Scar Mage in response, but they also don't want to do that because that's kind of a waste of damage. So they have to hurt themselves again to burn me, and the Monastery Swiftspear still gets 2/-1/1 counters, which means it dies at end of turn. So the only way they can keep their Swiftspear is by burning my Soul-Scar Mage. They didn't even do it. Wild. I wonder if they have literally another Eidolon. They don't. Why is the bear crying, Lex? We're so smart. I can't believe we're so smart. It's a travesty. Oh, because it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. All right. I think I want to hit some more damage here. They're probably just getting ready to sack the Sunbaked Canyon. Do I want to push all the damage here? I don't need to, and if I hit another Swiftspear... I shouldn't have played this Blast Zone out. That was really sloppy. I don't need to Lava Dart here, so I'm not going to. But it may have been correct. We'll see. Only Swiftspear gets haste, or has haste. So if I hit Mountain plus Soul-Scar or Mountain plus no, the other elemental. You don't think you pull out the Darkest Light stage is better? Sure. No, but I didn't need to play. No, I meant the flashback on the dart larynx. All right, we flipped nothing relevant, so it's fine. My mistake did not hurt us. Yikes! Flashback does not take a red mana. It is sack a mountain. Flashback is sack one mountain. I honestly probably should play the Pyromancer rather than any of the things in exile for now. And then if I draw Mediocrity, I'll play the Soul-Scar Mage. But, I mean, this could literally end the game if I draw, I don't know, some things. I didn't draw most of the things that I needed to draw there that would have ended the game, but I think that was a better play anyway. So we're hitting them for 2 to 7. If I Lava Dart, we hit them to 4. If my Light Up the Stage hits another Lava Dart, it only does 2 because it's post-combat. So this is fine. Just hit them for 2, play the next Light Up the Stage, and pray they don't kill me. We're almost definitely just dead to their hand, but... Oh, I could have flashed back... Yeah. I could have flashed back the Lava Dart, then played the Light Up the Stage. And then played the Soul-Scar Mage. It wouldn't have been lethal, but I did miss a bunch of damage there. Either way, we couldn't close it out this turn, so it's just on them. They played nothing at end of turn? Okay. That's insane. Inspiring Vantage? That's pretty much the worst land they could have drawn. Although not combined with that. Any land is good enough with that. What's the last card in your hand? You got one card. Boom! Get the fuck out of here. Come on. Love it. Love it. We're playing burn, baby. Who's the burn? Look at me. Look at me. I'm the burn deck now. Larynx, you are my Rainier Wolf Castle. Step over onto the Abdominator, and I will shout slogans at you. Burn them, Moa. Play the lightning bolt. Mountain, go. Light up the stage. Man, his hand is so good. It's tempting. It's really tempting. I don't even know if I bought him Bonecrusher in this hand. I think I bought him a Lavadart in this hand. Should have got the Lavadart. Oh well. Live and learn. It's not a big deal. I wanted to have Firebolt light up on turn 2, but like not having it's not a big deal. Oh, please tell me. Please tell me they kept a 1-lander. Nope. Larynx, why do my opponents like to Roy me? Is it because they know it's very upsetting? I think that it is. Hey, Patrick, why are you annoyed? I can't see my own forehead. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no, they played a Heliod. Oh, no. I mean, I'm just casting a Bonecrusher and praying that they don't have the combo here. Blast Zone? I can Blast Zone this turn, but Blast Zone costs 3 to activate. So we weren't blasting there. Don't worry, I know what my cards do. I mean, you should worry. But I know how my cards work. It's okay, we got a 3-3 out of this. A 3-3 given infinite time, Larynx Punchworthy will win a game of Magic the Gathering. I'm pretty sure Einstein said that. Huge nerd, that Einstein. Huge. Nobody knew. Nobody knew what a big nerd he was. Huge. That Einstein. Jewish too. Nice guy. All right. Coco me harder, daddy. All right, what did you get? Arbor Elf and nothing. That's what I'm hoping for. Arbor Elf and nothing. Skyclave? Rude. Won't someone think of the F6 value? All right. So they take the Swiftspear. I can pop Blast Zone, but I think I'd rather stomp. I think I'd rather stomp the Hierarch. And then they probably let my Bonecrusher go through. Or not my illusion go through, and then we get to cast light up the stage. Yeah, they did. Okay, good. Because they don't want me getting another token. Which is, I mean, I think the bigger reason they keep the yikes. I think the bigger reason they keep this is just for the pips, so maybe they get to attack with Heliod next turn, or maybe they want to attack for 2 lifelink. Maybe. In either case, I'm not really concerned. Blood Moon's gonna eat them alive if they don't do something now. I mean, that's fine. Oh. But they can't give it lifelink, right? Not this turn? No. Interesting. They do not attack with Heliod? Hey, we lose what, fun? We haven't lost. They can't give it lifelink right now. And thanks to this Blood Moon, they'll never be able to give it lifelink ever again. Until they draw planes. No, they got a natty draw of planes now. How are we going to beat their Indestructible God? I mean, they didn't attack with it last turn, so... I don't know the answer, but I... No. Oh, okay. Yeah, I know. But... I mean, we're not out of this yet, but... So, no, I have a Firebolt. They can't gain life at instant speed. So we just do that. I mean, yeah, there's a Ballista, but... Like, we're not out of this. We can grind this out, in theory. And, like, there's still Blood Moons. They're not playing much else. If I ever draw something that can kill the Ballista, we're in business. The problem is that's getting really hard. Like, even Flame Slash doesn't do it. So... Yep. Well, Soul-Scar is, like, kind of good. Because I think they might feel incentivized to remove some counters off their Ballista to deal with it. Shit. I need to stop forgetting that that's a thing. Alright, whatever. Yeah, I think they're planning on burning us with the robot. I mean, I've got a hefty board. I've got the Firebolt for next turn, so we'll see. What am I doing? I should have grabbed the damn Obosh this turn. Second Ballista? Oh, okay. No, it's just the same Ballista. Just the same Ballista that's been killing me all the time. Actually forgot about my Obosh. Which is a big mistake in your Obosh deck. Okay. So I lost a turn, which might be a big deal. We'll see. Okay, so that's big game. So we go Soul-Scar Mage. Sure. You get to target their Ballista with that. I guess the question is, do I want to try to bolt it in response? If I bolt it in response, they'll take 2 counters off to destroy my Soul-Scar Mage. Then I play the Obosh. Well, I wanted the Soul-Scar in play, Larynx. Yeah. No, this is fine, because then we play the Obosh, then we bolt. And then they have to kill either... Oh, because I get to respond to the Auric Champion trigger on the Obosh. So that triggers and we go bolt your Walking Ballista for -6. And they will feel compelled to do something about it. What, I'm not sure, but we'll see. No, this is not the dark side Mord. The dark side would be like actual burn or red-white prowess. Mono red mid-range is a respectable deck in my opinion. Wow, they had a company there and they didn't start with that? That's crazy. Okay, so we're just dead. They have infinite life now, we're done. I mean, we beat the burn deck, so life's not all that bad. I want the Blood Moons here, right? I feel like the Swiftspears are what go out against Heliod. We go like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Although Pyromancer just dies to Kozilek's return and the tokens. So I'm not sure what to do with that. I do need to check out one thing that's going on right now. While I try to figure out my sideboard decisions. What? Jesus. Sorry. Cut the pyros. That's what I cut. I don't know. Pyro also cut. Well, the question, I mean, am I beating Heliod with like prison pieces, or am I beating Heliod by Like being aggressive with disruption. All right, let's go. Prison plus Obosh. Yeah, so that's kind of the way I hedged it. I was like, Swiftspear is the worst creature in this matchup. I mean, time was this deck didn't even play Swiftspear, so I always think of this deck as the non-Swiftspear red deck. Even though this current version is playing Swiftspear, I'm not the hugest fan of it. I would rather replace it with like MDFC cards or what have you. Just because that's my style. Like I'm not a Swiftspear mage at all. Do it. Yeah. You love to see it. You love to see it. Don't love to see that. It's Arbor Elf. Alright, that one's fine. You know what's really funny about Arbor Elves? When you don't have any forests. Nice Ranger Captain nerd. Why did we not stomp EOT? What? Face? Come on, what kind of red player do you take me for? Face is not the place when we're playing this deck. Yeah, it's a 3-3. You can't stomp that shit. Wall. They are play walking ballista. And we are make laugh. So, yeah. Could have made it a 1-1. Yeah, I guess I could have, but like, what kind of nerd does that? You probably. So we go Firebolt here, and then Lightning Bolt there. Honestly, I don't need to bolt the Ranger Captain. I can just pick up my Obosh here. Be a lot more mana efficient, and like taking another 3 damage is probably not relevant. So I think that's what I'm going to do. Thanks for taking way too long to respond, opponent. I like that. Summon the Spooter. Oh, I miss Amara. Like, not in a way where I need to do anything about it, but what a wonderful human being. Good old Bear. She was the one who brought up Spooter to me. I'd never really heard the term before. Also, come on, Whomst? Really? Did you say Whomst? You missed Subnautica Adventure Time? I mean, I uninstalled it, but They pathed their own walking ballista. Well, that's terrifying. No, I just love that you said hoomst. Larynx, the technically correct bear. Hoomst? Hoomst of which you speak? I mean, I would have felt way more dead if they had cash collected company there, which they didn't. So they got another one? Harley fucking shit. I guess I could lava dart it. No, I can't. It's not in the graveyard yet. Alright, you got your path. Listen, you're getting your Obosh, right? Just not yet. Do you want me to really do it? Do you want me to make sure this Obosh never resolves? May have been worth bolting it there. No, I'm still going to bolt off this Ranger Captain now. I just wanted to play the next Blood Moon for the damage trigger. Yes, it's possible this turn they do something crazy. They could play Heliod plus something. They could play React Champion, which would be somewhat problematic, but I have a Bonecrusher, so if they block with it, I can kill it. So I don't like them having double white. I mean, they used it to get rid of my Soul-Scar Mage, so I'm not really afraid. They play an Arbor Elf. They don't need double green. I wonder if they've sandbagged... It's not realistic for them to have sandbagged... Heliod plus Spike Feeder, right? Oh, they still can't cast it. No, they can if they use the Arbor Elf. I want to play Obosh into Lava Dart on their Arbor Elf, so that's what I'm going to do. That's got to be a Heliod finally, right? Okay, so they're not actually dead here. Oh, wow, are they dead here? So that Skyclave Apparition is taking 8 damage, by the way. And then my opponent, boy, are they dead. You are not a little dead, opponent. Of course Modern's made up Larynx. My Lightning Bolt just did 6 damage. No, Stomp does not deal 4 damage with Obosh. I pointed it out earlier. Stomp costs 2. 2 is an even mana cost. No, Obosh is pretty explicit. If a source you control with an odd mana value would deal damage. So Bonecrusher Giant deals double damage. Stomp does not. There's clearly 3 mana in the upper right. Not when you put Stomp on the stack. That's not the way Magic Online sees it. Which is the same argument that I used when I cheated on my ex-wife. Listen, I know you said I cheated on you, but that's not the way Magic Online sees it. Arbor Elf. Damn it. Suffice to say, I'm single. Dude, I don't know. Of course, immediately into the Heliod. They have a basic forest this time, finally. Well, I have a Stomp, so we'll see. If they have Spike Beater, and it looks like they do, they can't go to infinite life here. If they try, I will respond by killing it. And then I get to go land, Flame Slash, respond with Bonecrusher. Actually, I'll use Firebolt instead. Now, if they have a second Spike Beater, then I get blown out. But come on now. Get the out of here. Get out. No one wants to see your shit, Spike Feeder. And while I'm aware that I lose my... Actually, I should have used Flame Slash there because Firebolt next turn could turn on my Light Up the Stage. You wanted them to path the Spike Feeder? It didn't matter anyway. They had the second one. Yeah, they just had it all. I mean, we beat the burn deck, we lost to the life gain deck. Go figure. I mean, I don't know which Magic format that isn't true, Larynx. Although, I will say playing blue decks in Legacy certainly gives you a larger feeling that you had input on every game. I don't know. What do you want from me? You know I take you seriously most of the time unless you put bear emojis or kappas into your statements. You never put kappas. They're usually bear emojis, and they're the best. I hope... Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Because if you're not entertained, I don't know what you want from me. I don't know what you want from me. Tomorrow I'm going to play a Goryo's Vengeance version of a Velomachus deck, and then I'm going to play the Velomachus Taking Turns deck, alright? So... pull yourself together, sir. If my Celine Dion t-shirt's not good enough for you, I don't know what is, alright? Yes! Show me the Sacred Foundries. Show me the Lumimancer. Balls. I wanted to see a freaking Lumimancer. Lumimancer we would crush beneath our mighty booted feet. So, against most decks that are going to go turn 1 fetch Sacred Foundry, we are going to play the control deck. Oh, yeah, they're playing bad cards. Oh, hell yeah. I mean, if this is the Boros Prowess deck, it makes sense, but... this isn't a mirror. Again, the reason this deck is good and the reason I like playing this deck is because this is the red deck that preys on the other red decks. This is the red deck that people look at and they go, haha, lol, burn deck, tap mountain, go face. And that is, yeah, we're fancy burn. I mean, we're mid-range. This is the modern version of Big Red. Like Modern can't sustain a deck that is truly anything like Big Red, but this is the closest thing you can get. And I've always been a fan of Big Red because it's a very interesting way, in my opinion, to play a burn deck. Bonecrusher. Well, they are a bigger red deck than I thought they were. Slightly bigger red. Somewhat like Big Red, but not entirely unlike Burn. I know, right? I would love to play a red deck in Modern that played Arcslogger. That's the dream. I gotta tell you. The dream is Arcslogger. You're heading to bed? Who's supposed to harass me while I try to play red decks? Oh, I guess Roy's here now, so. We're good. We're covered. Don't worry. I know. I know. Sure. Dude, my opponent just traded their Lava Dart for a token. For a freaking token. Oh, yeah. Opponent's on 0 cards in hand and they don't have a companion? Dude. GG. Sorry, do you even play value cards? Jesus. Get the hell out of here. Get out of here. Firebolt the dome. I don't give a shit. Face is the place. Oh, what's the Hitchhiker's Guide quote? Almost, but not quite entirely unlike Burn. That's the deck we're playing. Almost, but not quite entirely unlike Burn. All right. You know what's funny? When the developer notes for Ravnica came out, and they thought that Rakdos Flamewheeler was going to be the new Flametongue Kavu, but turns out the new Flametongue Kavu was a couple sets later, and its name is Bonecrusher Giant. Can we start calling Bonecrusher Giant BCG? Is that a thing we can do? I think we can. They drew a land. They showed me they drew a land. Yikes. Their only flashback card is 1 Lava Dart. I have a Firebolt and 2 Lava Darts. So my opponent is dead on board, and the fact that they didn't scoop there means they don't understand that, which is fine. I get it. I mean, I don't, but whatever. Uh-huh. Yes, and I'll Firebolt you. I don't know. Lava Dart you. I don't know. Pew! Get out of here, nerd. Okay, I don't know exactly what their deck is, so sideboarding is going to be a little bit tricky. They did play a Soul-Scar Mage, so I assume they're playing more prowess creatures. So let's bring in some Kozilek's returns. But I think I'll keep a couple of Blood Moons because they were playing white lands, so one assumes they're playing some white spells. I could bring in Relic, but I don't feel like it's the kind of matchup for that. Just not really knowing what they're on. This is fine. We beat them like a drum in game 1, so that's a yikes. Yeah, I can't keep that. Wow, I shouldn't keep that. Double light up the stage is so tempting, but I can't. All right, fine. Bottom Dart, bottom Soul-Scar Mage. Yeah. I don't need Soul-Scar Mage. What I need is cards that trade for their creatures so I don't die. Hey, Dan Bopes. Dan, I used your exclamation point odds command. Has MTG bot been acting funky? After the last Moto patch, it stopped doing some of the things, but then it fixed pretty quickly after that, so I would say no. Not overall, no. But I used the exclamation point odds function in an article I wrote recently. Is there a mod around? Roy is in theory here, but I mean, I can type stuff if you need me to type stuff. Just let me know what you need. Because, like, my opponent's been struggling. Broadcaster is different than mod. Oh, okay. So you need specifically someone who's mod and not the broadcaster. It's an article about newish deck, and I am one of the people who has been playing it. So I wrote the article, and I used your odds thing instead of a hypergeometric calculator, and then I specifically plugged that usage of it because I feel like it's much more user friendly to the average Magic player than a hypergeometric calculator. Well, your odds function is great because like you type in exclamation point odds and it says here are all your fields that you need for the thing that you Magic player are trying to do. And then it works. And I checked the values against a hypergeometric calculator and they are correct. So like for the average person, it is the correct way to calculate something, especially during a game. But I made a chart off of it, which probably would have been easier to do off the Hypergeo, but still. I'll take one. See if they're playing light up the stage here. I can send you the article in a DM on Discord if you like. I'm posting it probably tomorrow. You should create a shorthand. What, for that? Maybe? I like how explicit it is. I mean, I feel like that is about as long as it need. It's what is it? As long as it needs to be and as short as it can be. Fuck, I forget what that phrase is. Oh, like that? Yeah, maybe. I feel like that's getting too complicated. No, I understand what you're doing, but I think no, don't do that. I mean, you could, and if you want to, that's fine. And if you think that normal people would find that useful, that's fine. But I think that's gonna get you in trouble more than be helpful. I think adding more information onto a task that's already fairly complicated is maybe not worth it. Yeah, but most of the time, the last two numbers are ones because you're just looking to see how likely it is that you draw something. And then other than that, you're looking for like I just feel like I got used to the fact that it's like library, number of cards, number of looks, and number of hits required. Right? Like I know what that is already, and I didn't even look at what you just put in. So, I mean, I don't know. I'm just like my mind is more on the like the user accessibility side of things, and I don't think you need to make it any more complicated than it is. It's already a fairly complicated thing that not a lot of people are going to try to do. Like the number of players you actually see like look up a hypergeometric calculator while they're playing and, you know, try to do stuff with it is pretty low already. So I don't necessarily think that that's something that a lot of people are even going to be looking for in the first place or know what to do with. But that's just me. Holler if a mod comes around. I will do. Yeah. I mean, I will do, but the one that is usually here should be here. He said something a little while ago, and then he just like said nothing since then. Yeah, no worries. If you want me to send that article along, I will. Probably after it gets posted tomorrow, but suffice to say that I basically say that MTG bot is a really, really good way to get odds on something as you are playing versus trying to use a hypergeometric calculator, which is a bit obtuse because it's like p values and all this stuff. All right, I'll send it along tomorrow once it's posted then. Get faithlessbrewing.com, all that ad revenue that they're not collecting. All right, so I have a Firebolt here. I've got 2 prowess creatures. A seasoned. I've got a mountain, so that's free. I guess I could go upstairs with this Firebolt, then cast the light at the stage, then attack with everything. They'll block. Seasoned Pyro with Bonecrusher, and then I could end up losing here if I do that. Or I could just vomit out more tokens at the end of their turn and then win that way. That's probably a good idea. Okay, pass the turn. Biggest downside is if they draw Kozilek's Return. I know I'm playing those. I don't know that they're playing them, but yikes if they are. And if they draw one. And I could have put Obosh into my hand, but Flame Slash. Where's that going? Sure, you got it. But if they attack, they're just going to lose. Like, they're dead on board if they attack. Right. That is very similar to the odds that I was running today, Amulet, except that I took a number, I think it was 48 was my guess at how big your library would be when you're trying to win the game by taking a bunch of time walks with Velomachus. I assumed 48 because I was like, okay, so let's assume you drew 7. It's at least turn 3. You fetched once, and you Indomitable Creativity of Velomachus out of your deck, so that's 5. So your deck would be size 48. At which point the odds would be X, Y, Z, etc., etc., depending on how many time walks you've drawn. Hold on, let's play the Swiftspear. Firebolt going upstairs. Faithless Brewing, let's go! That's right, Vandy Kit. Welcome, welcome. Haven't seen your name before around the Faithless flock, but I'm sure if you say Faithless Brewing, let's go, you're probably a fan of all this right here. Or as I call it, the good stuff. All right, we are 2-1 in this league with Obosh Red, crushing out 2 red decks and losing to Heliod. Am I an idiot for wanting to make an Abzan Exalted list? No. But you would be if you wanted to make it quote-unquote competitive. The list of competitive Abzan decks in Modern is currently limited to one time there was a Yawgmoth player who played a list that was defined as Abzan Yawgmoth combo. I don't remember exactly what cards they were playing, but I would say it wasn't primarily white or even secondarily white. If you draw 0 cards, you're definitely not going to hit. We're against the Luris deck on the draw? No, on the play. Oh, I can't keep that right. I mean, turn 2, I could go sack a mountain for the lava dart and light up the stage, which could be okay if they play a Hex Drinker on 1, but yeah, we can't keep this. That's better. Keep this, bottom of mountain, let's go. Let's go! Let's fucking go. Opponents on a lure stick, so I don't really know what. Command is super cool. Yeah, it's pretty good. Another burn deck. Wild. Sorry. Another burn deck. A huge dick. Opponent's got that big dick energy. I'm going to play Flame Slash here. No, I'm going to play Firebolt here because I have a Soul-Scar Mage in play. So if they have a mutagenic growth and they waste it, they don't understand how these cards work, and that's great. And then we get to Blood Moon, the red-white deck. Looks like it might be like red-white burn or red-white prowess, so locking them off their white mana is relevant. Yep, locking them off their white mana is very much relevant. Enjoy, opponent. Share and enjoy. Share and enjoy. Journey through life with a plastic boy or girl by your side. Let your pal be your guide when it breaks down or starts to annoy or grinds when it moves and gives you no joy. Alright, I'm not blocking. Do your worst, opponent. They do ground rift me? Yikes. Well, I couldn't stop that from happening. Babble and Lumimancer that they will never ever be able to play. Nice. Yeah, the odds command is great. Oh, they had a land, but they didn't have a spell. Nice. Bobble and blank, exactly. So we get to go Flame Slash. Go attack. Oh, I shouldn't have played the mountain, but I'm garbage at sequencing anyway. You guys all know that. Guys and gals. Guys and gals. It's just a bunch of crazy guys and gals. They're hanging out in my chat. And they're having all the fun. Die! Die! We won! Oh my god. I got 22 viewers in chat. Does anyone actually ever want to see me play this Boros prowess deck? Because, like, I gotta be honest with you. I have no interest in registering that deck ever. And Connor Man, numbers that he puts in his name, plays it a lot, is good at it, knows how to talk about it. There's many other players. You want that deck to stop being a thing? I mean, I'm helping. I'm doing my best here, Phoenix. I don't know what to tell you other than that. I'm doing my best. I mean, I don't think I've lost to it yet playing the Velomachus deck, and I don't think I've lost to it much playing other decks, other than they'll usually win one game where they kill me on turn 3. Anyway, 1 second. But... All right, so I think a soft touch on sideboard is probably the right way to do it. So the Blistercoil Weird out and 1 Blood Moon. We're bringing Kozilek's Return, which, as far as I understand, is equivalent to Wrath of God against them. Oh, we should be good here. Definitely don't want Pillage. Ferocidon is medium, medium minus. Also, Dan, I've been using your song request feature for many moons now, and it's been working perfectly fine. So we've been using that pretty much nonstop, and that's been great, up to and including like yesterday. So, thanks for turning me on to that. I mean, to be perfectly honest, it was more my incompetence than anything else in the beginning where I couldn't get it working. So, that's been great. And like, it's like a major, I'm going to say, draw to the channel. I mean, maybe that's not the right way to phrase that, but like, it's definitely been a popular feature. Yeah, I know, but it's like, I don't know. Tools like that are such a huge deal to so many people, and I just want to give you thanks where I can, because, you know, so often the things that you're doing are, you know, nobody... Bring back Mr. Burns. Bring back Mr. Burns. Burns never left. Like, literally, dude. Like, this is one of my emotes right here, bruh. Well, this is a little unfortunate with my hand. I need to draw another red source. Nothing I can do at end step here is going to be helpful. Mountain. Mountain. It's not a mountain. It's actually one of the worst possible cards for me to draw here. I think I'm just going to go end step, discard this Lava Dart, because then next turn I could go float the red, sack the mountain, Lava Dart them, and then get partner. Dude, I'm trying. It's not easy playing Modern, let me tell you. It's not easy. The best viewer numbers I've been able to get for now... The best viewer numbers I'm able to get on a good night on my own are between 40 and 50. And then if I get rated, obviously better than that. I mean, I'm doing the best I can, friend. If I could be partner right now, I would do it. And I'm streaming a lot. And I have a regular schedule, so... I don't know what to tell you. I'm writing articles. I'm appearing on podcasts. I host and edit my own podcast. Stream more exciting content. Dude, what do you want me to do? Stream Magic Arena? Because I could stream Magic Arena. I could do that. But that market is already more saturated. I'm trying to become more yelly and aggressive. You can't even target pro red, correct? Hear me out here in a tub. I mean, so my family does, like, my aunt and uncle have a hot tub. So, good lord. So theoretically, I have access to the ability to try to stream out of a hot tub. I don't know if they'd be cool if I just showed up to their place during a pandemic and was just like, hey, can I set up my laptop ever so slightly outside of your hot tub? This game is well over. It's not. If we top deck a Kozilek's return right now, we could actually win very much easily. At the moment, I just need to figure out which removal spell I'm deploying on the Leonin Light Scribe, which probably is Flame Slash. Also, if my Soul-Scar Mage had stayed in play, I could have attacked with it and then stomped them. If they block, and then killed the Firewalker that way. How many are you running? 2. 2. So in the next 48 cards, I have to draw one of my 2. So. Oh, I'm aware it's not likely. It doesn't need to be likely for me to be able to lean into it to win. If you have an out, you might as well play to it. My opponent just blew a mutagenic growth in a place where it didn't end up mattering, so... They're playing a Swiftspear? Hell yeah. Oh, we might be dead. Why does MTG bot show blah 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 on your overlay? I don't know. Is it showing at all? It shouldn't show at all. I don't know. I have no idea what that is. MTG bot commands shouldn't show up at all. Nor should the output from the MTG bot, if that makes sense as a word to use to describe it. All right, so we got to go tap this, flashback Lava Dart, and then cast Light Up the Stage and hope that I hit the Kozilek's Return. And if all that goes right, all I got to do is survive the 4 cards in their hand. So, should be easy to win this game. I haven't played a land yet this... No, I did play a land. Yeah, we're dead. Okay. Double Core Firewalker. Their early game was garbage, but then... Actually, if I'm able to change my sideboarding here... Damn it. I should have brought in the Ferocidons instead of the Blood Moons. Because they have Manamorphoses to play through... to play through the Blood Moons, and they have... Core Firewalkers out of the board. So like having Blood Moon is less useful, and having Ferocidon is more useful. However, triggers. Whee! Smash! Uh-huh. Really? Well, that's not what I meant to do, but okay. I guess I'm not Blood Mooning this turn, which is probably fine, because we'll just go Stomp. They didn't have Mutagenic Growth last turn. One assumes they won't have it this turn. They did not. Man, they are screwed. So this is probably okay. My opponent's mostly dead. No land. No land. You played no land. I mean, you don't even play land cards in your deck. Why would you? It's a waste of space that could be spent on burn cards. So, I mean, why bother? Lands are overrated. I mean, they let you cast your spells, but, I mean, who wants to do that? Just put in exactly the number of lands you need into your deck. Like, say your highest cost spell is 6. Put 6 lands in your deck. Obviously. I mean, what are you? Some kind of putz? You put 6 lands in your deck, and you go win. What are you doing? Yeah, you better block. Yeah, you did. Bye, Core Firewalker. Woohoo! All the best decks don't use lands. No, even most of the most powerful decks of all time play some number of lands. It's usually like 1 Tolarian Academy, but you know. So we're 3-1. Playing these red midrange decks is very much fun. But I will say, as an overall note, for anyone who's watching this specific point of this specific league, I have never gone less than 3-2 with these decks, and I would not say I'm a particularly well-honed red player. I think the other week I played like 6 leagues of these decks, and I always went 3-2. It's... This feels like a current version of like Jund, but with like a slightly better setup in that a very good player could actually win out. It's very grindy, it's very middling, in a way that I like, but like, it's not surprising to me that no one's excited about Red Midrange. I like this kind of deck a lot, but and maybe that's why I'm able to consistently 3-2. But well, it's a good time though. I always have a reasonable amount of fun playing these decks. Your evidence against that statement is the deck lands. I mean, that's Phoenix. We did mention the best decks, and like for some reason my brain extended that to the best decks of all time. And I think in terms of all-time greatest decks, lands would not be close. In terms of the all-time most interesting decks, yeah, okay. Lands is pretty awesome. I mean, I love what Legacy Lands looks like, and I'm really glad that they're back to looking more like I think that that deck should. And by should, I mean 0 creatures and 30-something land cards. Because there was a point where the quote-unquote lands archetype that was in Legacy was playing like 4 Reclaimers and like 4 Knight of the Reliquary. And I'm like, that's not lands. Lands plays 0 creatures and like 38 lands and like, what's the card? Gamble? It's not Gamble. Is it Gamble? It is Gamble, right? I think it's Gamble. All right, so Blue Tron. They didn't have Chalice, which is good. They're going to have something large, I assume. So I'm going to do like a middling amount of damage to them here, and then pray that whatever they put out the next turn is something I can deal with. If it's a Wormcoil, it's not something I can deal with, and we are going to lose. There's a good number of stuff that I can deal with. Good number of things. Karn the Great Creator, not my favorite. That looks good. Wait, what? They're not on Bluetron? I've played against Tectonic Edge before. I thought they were a Bluetron player. Bluetron players usually run deep. Okay. I mean, that sucks, but not as badly as a lot of other stuff. Although the Expedition map makes me terrified that there's going to be a Ulamog next turn. In either case, I think I'd rather play Spyro than any of the cards in my hand because I want to draw to a Blood Moon as soon as possible. Let's just pitch both of these. Lightning Bolt is still pretty useful. Yikes. So yikes from me, dog. Looks like we're losing against Tron on the draw. We should have a pretty good matchup overall, but yikes. They had a good go. Yeah. All right, Tron deck, come on now. Use the exclamation point odds command, and you will have all the answers to whatever the hell question you want about what you're trying to draw. Yes, just use Dan Bope's beautiful app. Beautiful plugin. It's the MTG bot. Oh, goodness gracious. So they immediately had the tower, the best possible land for them to search for, other than Sanctum Vugan. And they get Wormcoil, Trinisphere. All right. Then they play a Chromatic Star. Then they play the Trinisphere. Then they activate their Expedition map. Then I spend a 3-mana Lightning Bolt on their Karn. Weird. Alright, well, if we draw a Blood Moon, I mean, it's not... Oh, Blast Zone. Wait, Blast Zone's not even that bad. It's, my mana costs are not actually concentrated right now. And it wouldn't dig them out of a Blood Moon if I did hit it. Let's go ahead and attack opponent. So they're probably going to block one of the Soul-Scar Mages. They block the Spyro. Sure. So Bolt is 5 and 5. So they go to 10, or they go to 11, and then 10, 9, 8, 7. So that's no good. Oh, there's a Trinisphere. Right. Thank you, y'all. Oh, I can't do anything anymore. No, I can't do anything anymore. It doesn't matter. I'm never going to draw out of this fast enough. Yeah, thanks, guys. I mentioned the Trinisphere. I knew my Bolt cost 3, and then I went to my turn and immediately forgot all the information that mattered. All right. So, Pillage is in. And, yeah, that's it. And then, like, Lava Darts? No, Flame Slash out, probably. And then, maybe the Blistercoil Weird? Yeah, that seems right. Maybe Ferocidon's in, just because they've got Thragtusk and then potentially also Wormcoil. I don't know what the hell I could take out at this point. Maybe Lava Darts, because I don't really want to like bleed my own resources that badly. That seems crazy, but it's probably correct. Or maybe I'm supposed to take out Spyros, because, like, compared to everything else, they're relatively slow and grindy. Like, Lava Dart, if I have the right amount of disruption, just closes out a game pretty quick. In fact, I think Blistercoil is okay, and we just, like, take out, like, a Bonecrusher. Because Bonecrusher is much slower than a prowess creature in most game states. Whatever it is that we're doing here, I want to thank everyone for coming by this evening, as this is the last match of tonight. I spent most of today writing about Magic and most of yesterday writing about Magic and streaming. And not that that isn't super, super fun, but I'm feeling a little bit burned out right now. I don't know if you can tell or not. But thanks for coming around, folks. We got a potential turn 3 Blood Moon, keeping the hell out of this hand. So let's bank Tron in game 2 and then have a good game 3. That's the plan. That's the plan. Not feeling burned out on Magic, just feeling burned out in general. It's just a lot of splitting of attention and then writing articles like I'm trying to read as if I wasn't me, which is a lot of mixed up focus. All right. Soul-Scar Mage. My opponent mulled to 5 this game, which feels pretty okay. So I have everything I need now. So I'm just going to go ahead and attack them. Before damage, go Bolt. I guess I could have gone post-combat, light up the stage, but like, if I hit 2 lands off my light up the stage and I miss one, I'm comfortable having had... Oh, I should have had the extra damage. Yeah. Well, there's me sequencing poorly. So if we miss the win by 1 damage, it's because I missequenced there. And actually, the light up the stage was a terrible idea on this turn because I'm about to Blood Moon and tap out entirely. So, whoops. Wow. Yeah, that was really bad. If I had thought about it for a half second, I would have been fine. On the plus side, they went and got an Urza's power plant, which means that this Blood Moon is unlikely to be disrupted in any way. So, um, yeah. I'm not. Yeah, I know, Phoenix. I see how god awful that was. Maybe it was a sick bluff because I never, ever, ever, ever would have done that if I had a Blood Moon in my hand. I was planning on casting, right? I mean, that would be insane to do the thing that I just described. That would just be nonsense. I mean, who would do that? Only a moron. Surely their opponent wouldn't be such a fool. Flexing, we don't need the extra cards or damage. So putting Ferocidon into play this turn means I get to attack for 4 next turn. Getting Obosh this turn means I get to attack for 2 next turn. So let's put the Ferocidon down. This has the added benefit that if somehow they're able to get the Thragtusk in, which I don't think that they can, but if they get a Thragtusk in... So that's what I was just reasoning out, Phoenix. Weatherstorm. Sure. I'm not a prowess deck, but okay, whatever. So they boarded in Weatherstorm against me. Interesting. I mean, it does give them a buffer of life to work with here. But over the next 2 turns... So I'm going to hit them for 4. And then I'm going to hit them for 8. Life gain's life gain? I guess, but... I'm just wondering if they have that instead of Disenchants. Because they didn't see a Blood Moon in game 1. So... Because you don't... I don't think you have, like, infinite sideboard slots in a Tron deck. I mean, I guess you have quite a few if you want them, but... Like, they're already playing main deck life gain. So, like, I guess just what I'm trying to struggle with is, like, what did they board out to get to this point, and how could it possibly have been worthwhile? But whatever. I missequenced the hell out of my turn, so who knows? Like, at this point, if they have an O-Stone in their hand, it's still very much problematic for me. Tron's board is now basically 4 cards, largely because of 4 mana Karn. Yeah, I guess so. Well, that's a hell of a draw. But, I mean, there's only one thing I'm playing this turn. Smashy boy! Wormy! I don't know, hit you for 10. Enjoy! Alright. No life gain allowed. You can't play and crack an O-Stone. You could straight up play a Wormcoil Engine, but my Ferocidons has Menace and is a 6/3. Please cast Wormcoil Engine. Please cast Wormcoil Engine, then try to block my Rampaging Ferocidons. Please. So, we played the red version of One with Nothing that game, and we still won. Which really shouldn't be surprising. Lavadar just kills them because it's any red source. Yeah. I mean, as long as Obosh is still in play, right? Yeah, it's a red source with an odd converted mana cost, and both sides of Lavadart have the mana value of 1. So, yeah. Yeah, I mean, all I needed to do was get to my upkeep, right? With Obosh in play, and they die. So, yeah. Realistically, we were never going to be able to lose that game. I was just, like, intrigued that they stayed in it. Okay. They mull to 6. The question I have is like, how hard do I need to try to mull to a Blood Moon? There are 4 in the deck. There's also 4 Pillage. If they just hit turn 3 Tron, there's no stopping them. We're on the draw. It's not possible for us to get ahead of it. So how good is this hand at hitting a Pillage or a Blood Moon? So I guess we have 1, 2 draws, 3 draws before turn 3, plus light up the stage on turn 2, which is going to be another 2 draws. So that's 5 draws. So we can do the math here. So we can just go odds 53. We're going to draw 5 cards. Sorry, there are 4 hits. There's 8 hits. We're gonna draw 5 cards, and it's a 1. So the chance is only 57%. So that hand's a slow if you hit a turn 3 Blood Moon. Well, I think the bigger thing is like when you go do the math, it's just not good anyway. Like 57% is not that good compared to mulliganing, because mulliganing, like I think on your first mull, if you're looking for a 4 of, the odds of you getting it are like very, very high. And then the third mull, they're even higher. Tron is a little more complicated because they need a specific combination of 2 cards, but still, it's just one of those like, use the London Mulligan. If you have specific cards you need for a matchup, especially if you have 8 of them, use the London Mulligan at least once, if not twice, depending on how important the card is in the matchup. I just need to see a non-Tron land this turn, and we've got a shot. Nope, they got it. All right, we gotta hope their payoff is not that good. I also still have to hit a mountain, but I didn't want to comment on that because it's not useful. We just do this thing, and we do this thing. I mean, Karn Liberated is not too bad for us unless they go upstairs with it, in which case we're basically screwed. Because I just don't think I could ever kill it. Like, I could hit it for 8, but it's going to be 10 loyalty. But we'll see. What? No. They had literally no payoff. Alright, how hard can I hit him? This is 5 damage, 4 damage, plus 3 damage. I think more than any of that, we just go Stomp. And then attack for whatever this is. And I think they're dead next turn. Which is pretty good, considering they played nothing. If they have an Ulamog, it's problematic, but... yeah, it would have been 13 this turn. Firebolt's 5, Lavadart's 4, and then my creatures were another 3. Go in the other 2 cards. Oh. If I had flashback the Lavadart, it would have been another 4. So it would have been 5, 8. So 8 and 5, 13, 14, 15, 16. I would have done another 4, though, and they wouldn't be dead. So the Worm Coil is still a problem. So. No Dredge the Bed, but I have 2 decks in my stream title for today, and this is the second one. So usually I'll put 2 decks in my stream title, and the first one will be first, and the second one will be second. So if I go Firebolt, no. If I go Firebolt, Lavadart, they have a 3/3 Worm Coil, attack with 3 power creatures. They block one of them. Firebolt, Lavadart flashback on it. So it goes down to 2. And then they take 1, 2, 3, 4. Not enough. Close, but not enough. I mean, I think this is the best way to play this turn, and we'll just see if we manage to win the game afterwards. So shrink the Wurmcoil. Shrink the Wurmcoil more. Let it attack and shrink? Well, I can't shrink it by much when it attacks, right? Because that's just not the way any of that works. So if I make it a 2/2, they gain 2, they go to 11, they're taking 8, so they go to 3. They'll probably attack with their lifelink token next turn and go to 6. They'll leave back their death touch token. And then if I draw Lightning Bolt might be good enough. We'll see. So they're virtual 6. If I were them, I would attack with the lifelink worm. Good, they do. It's possible to win from here, although I'm not sure what we could have drawn. Firebolt upstairs plus attack puts them to 2. Not really good enough. Oh, maybe you would have been right, Dredge. Shit. No, Firebolt is not an instant, friend. Sorry, that's the reason that I did what I did. This is not an instant. You can't. That's not. So I guess the best thing to do is just no. I don't have Soul-Scar Mage anymore. Go upstairs, attack, put him to 2. Then they attack me. They go to 5. Then if I draw a Lightning Bolt, oh, but this worm survives. You're thinking it is instant? No, it's a very, very good card. It's not the reason it only gets played in this deck is it's not that universally applicable. But in terms of being like a grindy mid-range card, it's very, very good. It's just not good enough. All right, I think we're done here. I'm gonna shoot this upstairs and attack them, but I think we can't make it out of this. Just a bit of an unfortunate draw. Lightning Bolt would have been so close. Wouldn't have been good enough, but it would have been closer. We just never hit the third land on time. Because they missed on turn 3. They had nothing. And, alright. They missed on turn 3. They just had nothing. And then the next turn they peeled a Wurmcoil. And it's like, alright, you got me. Very close. Very, very, very close games of close match. Okay, I didn't need to see that. I'm sure that was an accident. Anywho, good stuff. So another 3-2. As I said, I always 3-2 with this deck. Even though that should have been a very good matchup, we didn't quite make it. But that's okay. So yeah, I like the red mid-range decks. I don't know so much how one could improve these decks. Although I felt more than a little land light in this deck. Let's go again. No, not tonight, guys. Not tonight, friends. We'll be back tomorrow with some very sweet decks, but not tonight. Anyway, I do enjoy these mono red mid-range decks, so check them out if you are at all interested, because they're a good time. The grindy red mid-range strategy is very cool. This is like a very true mid-range deck in that when you face up against decks that are larger than you try to go under them, and when you play against decks that are smaller than you go over the top of them. So you pivot from an aggressive creature-based burn deck to a controlling deck that's just like everything in your deck is sort of a form of removal and a burn spell, and you have like sort of infinite 2-for-1s with your Firebolts, with your Lavadarts, with your Seasoned Pyromancers, with your Bonecrusher Giants. It's just a very neat concept, and it's very it's interesting that it can work. It's surprising, actually. In Modern, I think this is sort of supplanted something like Scred Red as the sort of mid-range red deck, and it's nowhere near as mopey as those decks. This deck gets to use its mana all the time in a very efficient, powerful way. Anyway, that is going to be it for tonight for the Mana Symbol channel. But I do want to thank everyone who's been coming by, Dan Bopes, and all my wonderful regulars. I'm sending you all over to Connor Man, who is playing Pioneer, but hopefully you guys can cheer him on in the event he's playing and enjoy some aggressive decks played by a good aggressive deck player instead of me bumbling and fumbling around. See you folks over there. Have a good one.